Greetings, people of the world! Matthew back with you here at Novora Autism for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV, Our Realm Reborn. It is Year 2, Day 61 for EDSS in the Realm Reborn, and last time we were able to finally figure out who the Guardian Spy known as the Ivy was. A person was within the high-ranking levels of the Immortal Flames, the Grand Company of Ul'dah, known as the Len Rorai. And, thanks to the assistance of the Crystal Braves, we were able to take her into custody. But now that we've done that, it's time for us to see if we can't get back to the task of tracking down Iceheart in order to prevent her from summoning Shiva. So, that's why we're back here at the Rising Stones to speak with Lady Minfilia on our next course of action in that regard. So let's speak with Lady Minfilia to take on our next challenge entitled, A Simple Plan. Minfilia has never been one to hesitate when it comes to asking others for aid. Well, of course. As you may recall, Iceheart used the Aetheryte in the depths of Snowcloak to teleport a short distance to the west, most likely to a sanctuary of some description. It is then that we suspect she means to summon Shiva using the crystals she stole from the House Forton caravan. The heretics believe that they are bringing about the second coming of the patron saint. But if, as we suspect, they mean to hold a summoning ritual of the kind employed by the beast tribes, it seems likely that the result will be something more akin to a primal. Suffice it to say, they must be stopped, and stop them we shall. But first, we must surmount the obstacle that Iceheart has placed in our path. Ordinarily, it would be a simple matter to tap into the established Ethernet, and thereby follow a quarry. However, despite our best efforts, we have been unable to ascertain the position of the Aetheryte to which she teleported. That's not good. Our prevailing theory is that she destroyed the second Aetheryte upon arrival, a reckless, desperate measure, but also an effective one. After discussing the matter at length with Urianger, we have concluded that we lack the expertise to develop a solution. Well, that sucks. So does that mean we're just waiting for the inevitable to occur? Which is why we have called upon the aid of one who does possess such expertise. A colleague of ours who is currently en route to Revenant's Toll from Charlian. She should be arriving within the hour, in fact. Since you are here, mayhap we can welcome her together. I am certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let us make our way to the northern gates and await her coming. Alright. Wait for the carriage outside Revenant's Toll. You got it there, Lady Minfilia. So, as it stands right now, in terms of number of elegant tomestones that I currently possess, the victory over at Snowcloak allowed us to get over 1,000. Specifically, we are now at 1,110, meaning that all it will take is 200 more elegant tomestones of soldiery in order to get the items I need in order to purchase a level 100 lance for Edie, and since we have the necessary item to enhance it, it will ultimately become a 110 lance. So yeah, as cool as it has to have the relic weapon, the Gay Bolg, it takes a long time to build it up to make it really strong, so it's something we're going to, once we get our level 100 lance and enhance it to 110, the Gay Bolg is something we're going to have to reluctantly set aside, but it is for our best interest to do this. So, let's go ahead and run through the fellow adventurers, my fellow gamers here in Revenant's Toll, and head outside the gates to find our person of interest. Destination's right here, because Lady Minfilia is staying over here. Right at the border between Revenant's Toll and Coerthas. So, where's our person of interest? Well, I hear a chocobo, that must be a good sign. Oh, it's a Lalafell who's driving this carriage of chocobos. And so, our person of interest is actually in the blue. No, it's not the Mikotia on the right. No, it's this individual. Yeah, the Mikotia on the right, just another traveler. This lady in the blue, however, is something far different.
Am I right?
Yeah, that's her.
None other. I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll, and thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
Sounds like he may have she may have a thing for him. And I see you wear the neck tats as the other scions do.
Scholar and an authority on Aetherite technologies. She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
But our purpose is to get to Iceheart first. That's the main priority.
Charmed, I'm sure.
But it's nice to meet you, Moonbreda. Warrior of Light, EDSS, at your service. Alright. So let's speak with Lemmy and Philia to continue. Let us return to the Rising Stones at once then. We have much to discuss. Alright, and she's going to take Moonbreda with her. So we'll go ahead and complete the challenge. Before we do though, I just want to get myself, get my gear prepared because it can take its toll as time goes on. So let's hurry on back down over to the Rising Stones. Yeah, it's just another busy day here in Mordona. Lots to see, lots to do, and still little time to do it in. So, now once we go back in, yeah, Lady Mephilia will be waiting for us in her usual place, in the Solar. It's a shame she can't come to meet us, like, in the main part of the Rising Stones. Like, she has to always be in her office, you know? I mean, it would certainly be very time-saving if we could meet her inside a place other than her office. Alright, Lady Mephilia, the floor is yours. As the other scions come in to join us. Including Ida and Papalimo.
God, it's been ages!
Oh, longer, sister.
I guess they are very good friends. Yeah, because there's no way they can be siblings.
Reunion indeed. Well, of course it is. Moon and I are like twin sisters.
Save in appearance and aptitude.
Touché, Papalimo. Yeah, how come you're not actually How come you don't actually have a sound when you're laughing?
If I could have your attention. We have with us an esteemed guest who has come from Hydaelyn to assist us.
Well, let's see if she can put her knowledge to good use.
That she might share with us her extensive knowledge of Aetherites. Also, as many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into white auracite, a sample of which she has been good enough to bring with her.
White auracite? Is that going to help us get to our goal?
Well,
wow, that's
I
quite a
had to
large
come,
sample.
didn't I? You'd have to be bloody daft to turn your nose up at a chance like this. Where better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
Yeah,
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits.
indeed, there, Urianger.
And nothing at all to reform thy youthful manner.
Apparently you don't appreciate her exuberance. But yeah, come to me!
Urianger, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Indeed.
Unhand me.
Yeah, he definitely feels uncomfortable. Like, I don't feel comfortable being this close to a woman.
Come all this way, and that's what you have to say to me.
Yeah, I mean,
I much
who's Urianger
preferred
think
when you
he
were
is?
pleading
Sheldon
with me to
Cooper?
drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
Did you really actually say that? Yeah, don't look at us. We're not gonna bail you out there, Urianger.
Vain, artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit. Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress upon thee the gravity of the circumstance. Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned, save if thou and no other grantest my compeers thine aid.
You still haven't found it, then? Your missing aetherite?
That would be a no.
We have
That's
not.
why you're here, right?
No. We know that Iceheart teleported to an aetherite not far from the first. Yet even after careful analysis, we could not locate a second beacon. We now suspect that the heretics destroyed the second Aetheryte to impede our pursuit. Our allies continue to scour Snowcloak for Iceheart's sanctuary, but we have no guarantee that they will find it. Yet it must be found, for even now Iceheart prepares to call upon Saint Shiva.
I'm sorry, but if the Aetheryte's been destroyed, then that's that.
So we are just waiting for the inevitable.
Although, you're absolutely sure she used the first Aetheryte, are you? She didn't just use teleportation magics?
One of our own bore witness to her escape. I can say with absolute certainty that Iceheart used the Aetheryte.
And of course, all eyes on me.
In that case, there might be a way, so long as the ethereal current is still flowing.
What do you suggest?
Truly? How?
We use the current to recreate the beacon.
Recreate it?
As you know, Aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate. However, we don't rely solely on these beacons. There are currents of ether which flow between them, currents which help guide us to our destination. Now, these currents will gradually dwindle away to nothing if an Aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
So in plain English?
Like opening the floodgates to fill a dry riverbed. Though, correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
Indeed.
In concert, we might manage to channel a sufficient volume, yet that is not my chief concern. To direct the flow of so great a volume of ether with the requisite precision would be a nigh impossible task in itself.
Well, that's why Moonbreda is here,
I
right?
barely succeeded in facilitating travel to an unattuned beacon. That which you describe sounds considerably more difficult.
Yeah, it does. Anita, what do you have to say about this?
Dangerous. Every person
Oh,
who's attempted to
nothing, I
teleport
guess.
in this fashion has died in the process. They, however, did not have white aurosite at their disposal. I can use
Oh,
it
so
to
that's why you
channel
brought
all
that.
the ether you can give me into the Aetherite. However, white aurosite cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand. Just so you know, I'd confidently give this plan better than even odds of success. And if the worst comes to worst, your people won't suffer.
Oh, that's very reassuring, Moonbreda.
Though it risked the lives of our best and brightest, we have not the time to seek other options. If the ethereal current still flows, we shall carry out Moonbreeder's plan.
That's the spirit. Let's roll the dice.
And hope we don't get snake eyes. Alright, well, we know what to do next. So, with that challenge completed, we got Gil and a bowl of bacon broth. Sounds so American, doesn't it? A bacon broth. Perhaps if you worded it better, I wouldn't feel so worried about it. Anyway, let's speak with Lady Minfilia to take on our next challenge, entitled The Instruments of Our Deliverance. A plan has been devised, and Minfilia would have it carried out without further delay. I have already informed Alphanode of our plan to recreate the beacon in the manner Moonbreda described. He agreed that despite the inherent danger, it represents our only hope of success. He also said that he wished to meet with you at Snowcloak before proceeding. I expect you will find him waiting for you there when you arrive. I want you to know that I appreciate everything you have done on our behalf, Edie, and that I have faith you will return to us, as you always have. Well, we know where to go next, so that means warping back to Coerthas and taking that long ride back to Snowcloak. So, we'll go ahead and do that, and I will see you guys over at Snowcloak in a moment. Alright, we have arrived once again here at Snowcloak in Coerthas, so let's speak with Alphanode to continue the challenge. Good to see you, Edie. I was starting to wonder if you were having second thoughts. Me? Never. Captain Ilbert sends his regards, by the way. He attends to the interrogation of Elaine Marai in Ordar even as we speak. But I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the Ivy upon your return. I trust that, by which I mean to say, the others are waiting for us at the Aetheryte. After you, Scion. Very well. Then away we shall go. So, after leading everyone through Snowcloak and beating all those monsters again, including Fenrir, we return to the Aetheryte where Iceheart warped. Hello, everyone. Oh, wait a minute. They all have the power to extend their hand and thrust ether from their bodies into the White Auracite? There! It is ready! And so, now, sent in the direction of the Aetheryte crystal. Well, it certainly shines very brightly. But does it get us to where we need to go? Ha! It worked! I think. Try tuning to the Aetheryte now. Feel for the currents and try to locate the beacon. Alright, so it's up to me, huh? And this I shall do. I reach out to extend to you, almighty Aetheryte crystal. Did we get it? We have done all we can, Edie. For now, let us withdraw. When your final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon we have created. If by the grace of the 12 you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva. That we will do. You know, we could have just done this now. I mean, I'm pretty much all prepped and ready to go. So, yeah, we're going back out. We're going back out, only to go right back in. So let's speak with Alphinaud again. We cannot ignore the possibility that our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that be the case, she may attempt to hasten the completion of the summoning ritual, and if she succeeds, you will have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing this little of this saint, I cannot say if your own strength will suffice, and so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Moonbraid's experiment, but others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Before you assemble your party, pray speak with that knight. I believe he has a message for you from Sir Emmerich. Okay, Stalwart Temple Knight it is. Sir? Sir Emmerich regrets that he could not be here in person, and asks that I read to you this letter. Ishgard faces an unprecedented threat, yet in our hour of need it is not our knights to stand poised to defend her. Ilia says, the warrior of light and savior of Aelzia, your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others will flee, you choose to remain. Where others will falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others will use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. May Halon bless you with good fortune, and see you safely home. And so now we have access to what's known as Ak-Af Amphitheater. And, given what it says there, confront Shiva? Yeah, you know what that means. Yeah, it's pretty much a spoiler, isn't it? We know that we're going to see Shiva being summoned. And that we're going to go ahead and have to fight her. So, be back in a moment because we have another primal to fight. And this time, it's in the form of the Lady of the Ice, Shiva. And so, it looks like we found her. We've crossed paths with Iceheart. Yeah, I'm back.
You should never have come here, warrior of light. I labor only to forge a lasting peace.
By creating a lot of destruction.
A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind faith. No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds, then it is mine to strike you down.
And so now... Yeah, we having the echo happen or something?
And men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more. Oh, Saint Shiva, still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
Yeah, she actually has entombed herself in her own ice. That will lead to this point. They get shattered, and Shiva says hello. And for those of you who are wondering, she did not actually sacrifice herself to bring Shiva back. She actually turned into Shiva. More on this, actually, when we get this fight over and done with. Yeah, we'll talk all about that once we get started. Myself and others, 7 others, including my lovely wife Sakura, will take on Shiva in this important duel to ensure the safety of the people in Ishgard. And so yeah, tanks, you need to do your job, because yeah, this fight is going to go by very quickly. This does not go slow mode like the Ifrit battle or even the Titan battle for that matter. Now when you see this ability Hailstorm, get away from everyone else because you will be taking damage and so will anyone else around you who had it as well. It's kind of like one of the abilities that Ramu had back in patch 2.3. When you see this happen, get to an open area because if you're standing where the ice modes drop, you will take damage and a debuff like one of our healers did. And then Doom's Spice, that is going to be an ability that of course will cause a lot of damage, but it's not the biggest one to worry about around here. There's one that's even worse. That one. If Shiva is turned around and uses that, that will pretty much kill your entire party. Because you will have no defense for it. Only a tank can survive that attack. So, much like any other primal duel, Shiva will bring in things that you have to destroy before you get destroyed yourself. So these ice soldiers are what we have to eliminate. So launch into the air. Hey, ice soldier, I'm not done with you yet. Not even remotely. But yeah, you need to get Shiva away from the poor ice soldiers so that the tank can keep her preoccupied. Oh, got Hailstorm again. Crap. That was on me. That was on me because I didn't notice myself with it in time. Thankfully, no one died. However, that can all change. Because this battle will go by quickly, but it will be very painful. Alright, we've defeated the ice soldiers in time. So now, like all the other primals, Shiva will unleash an ultimate attack. So, once she comes in, she will freeze the soul in place, and then use her ultimate attack, but because we cut off all the ice soldiers, we survive. And so now, time for the second part of the battle, where we get to listen to some awesome music that could very well be inspired by the composer of the Gran Turismo music, Daiki Kasho. This music is so badass. Yeah, it's not actually composed by Daiki Kasho, but it would be so cool if it was because he's known for rocking music like this. This is exactly his style, and the person who's doing the singing sounds exactly like the singer that he used for some of the songs that he used in Gran Turismo 4. Now, when Permafrost is used, do not move. The slightest movement will send you crashing into the perimeter where you will be encapsulated in ice. And you will more than likely die. But once that goes away, you get to a safe spot, because, yeah, you're running out of safe spots at this point. And at this point in time, I will go ahead and use the limit break, just because I can. That'll get it down a little more. And thankfully that one attack did not affect us, because the two tanks did their job. Knocked back, but not a worry. Shiva is almost on the verge of defeat. No matter how many glacier bashes he throws at us. Now, we're not having a party today. We're only claiming our very hard-earned victory. And Shiva just ends up melting. And Iceheart is back to normal. Thus, victory was ours! Huzzah! So, when do you say we get on out of here? Because, yeah, we're not quite done with this story yet. Yeah, we have pretty much taken Iceheart out of her morph, and she is no longer Shiva, but that doesn't mean we're done with her yet, because she's still kicking around. As we're about to find out. Yeah, I beat you. Do you cry uncle? Or do I have to beat you some more?
Fool. Blind, bloody fool.
You're the fool because you're trying to claim that you're representing Hydaelyn when she's put all her power in me. And then summoning a primal on top of that and showing blatant hypocrisy?
You, of all people, should understand the suffering war begets. That no sacrifice is too great if it brings an end to the violence. Mine is the righteous cause.
You don't know that. So many have said that, but most more often than not it wasn't true.
You do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers. And they are no less ignorant than you, following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their own creation, and blind to the truth.
But I claim victory over you.
Redemption is not beyond us.
If that's the case, then why are you going to measures like this?
We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the keeper of the lake. See with eyes unclouded.
Yeah, there was a mention of such a thing.
Do not squander a mother's gift.
Yeah, trying to claim Hydaelyn again. Yeah, where do you get off on that?
Feel. Think.
Even going so far as to use Hydaelyn's own words. Like, why would she do this? An attempt to justify it by using Hydaelyn as her front. She didn't go flying around the crystal of Hydaelyn when we first encountered her. Yeah, and if that wasn't bad enough, Asian presence.
And
but this
so
isn't
the
La
vessel
Habrea.
withdraws. A predictable outcome.
Of course.
Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased. How
I'm not pleased
unfortunate.
that you are here. Yeah, as if we didn't have Iceheart to worry about. Yeah, now the Asians are back. Well, let's go ahead and speak with Monbreda to complete the challenge. By the 12th, you're alive! I mean, of course you're alive! Why wouldn't you be? Well, here's what went down. Iceheart did what? And you're certain about that, are you? Dravanians are skilled with glamours after all. Look, if you say that's what you saw, I believe you. It's just that I've never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? Head trauma has been known to cause hallucinations, you see. We saw her change before we started taking damage, so I'm quite sure we saw what we saw. Yeah, no? Fair enough, I was only asking. And so, that challenge is now done. And it's time for us to bring today to a close, because with Shiva defeated, that means that we can now start moving towards the end of patch 2.4's main story. And so we'll speak with Mombreda to take it on next time. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV on Realm Reborn. And when I join you again, we will continue on as we continue to move ever closer to bringing the main story of patch 2.4 to an end. So until next time everyone, this is Matthew at Novora Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.